She was the kindest woman you'd ever meet. Sweet smile, silver hair pinned up in a neat bun, and hands that always smelled like vanilla and peppermint. Every Sunday her grandson would run into her arms like clockwork. It was their little tradition. Grandma's house, cartoons, and cookies fresh out the oven. But one day, something changed. As he leaned in to hug her, he paused. Just for a second. It wasn't obvious, and he didn't say anything, but she noticed. That brief hesitation stung more than words ever could. She asked him, "What's wrong, baby?" He shrugged, "Nothing," and ran off. But deep down she knew something was different. Later that evening, her daughter gently mentioned it. "Mom, there's a little smell. It's not strong, but it's there. Maybe it's just your new lotion." But it wasn't the lotion. It wasn't her clothes. And it definitely wasn't because she was unclean. She bathed every day. She took pride in staying fresh, clean, and put together. But no matter what she tried, new soaps, different detergents, more perfume, the scent lingered. And she had no idea why. Here's the part most people never talk about. As we age, our body chemistry changes. Even if you shower regularly, wear deodorant, and stay active. There's a specific odor that shows up in older adults, and almost no one talks about it. It's not your fault. It's not poor hygiene. It's something 99% of people, especially seniors, don't even know exists. And it all comes down to one overlooked part of the body that most people never wash properly. I'm going to reveal that exact spot and how to eliminate the odor for good. But first, let's talk about why this happens. Because it's not just a scent, it's a signal. And once you understand it, you can fix it fast. So, why does this odor happen in the first place? As we age, our bodies go through a lot of changes. We see it in our skin, our hair, even in the way our energy levels shift. But one thing that often gets overlooked is the change in how our skin produces oils, specifically in areas that most of us don't pay much attention to. One of the main culprits behind that senior smell is a compound called Nonenal. It sounds like something from a chemistry class, but it's actually something your body starts producing naturally as you get older, especially after the age of 40. Now, you might be wondering, what is Nonenal? It's a type of fatty acid that forms when the natural oils in your skin break down. And this compound, once it's released, can stick to your skin and clothes. Regular soap, it doesn't always wash it away. Perfume, it just masks the smell temporarily, but doesn't get rid of it. Over time, Nonenal builds up, particularly in areas like the back of your neck, behind your ears, and along your jawline. These spots have a lot of sebaceous glands, which produce the oils that eventually turn into this odor. And here's the part most people never think about. Because this odor forms gradually and subtly, many people don't even realize they have it. You get used to your own scent, after all. But the people around you, they notice. They just may not know how to bring it up. It's not that anyone wants to make you feel bad. It's an awkward subject, especially when it comes to our grandparents, parents, or even ourselves as we age. But here's the thing, knowing about it and understanding it doesn't just help eliminate the odor, it can bring a deeper sense of confidence and dignity. Because no one wants to feel like they're that person who people pull away from without explanation. So how can we fix this? Let's talk about solutions. The good news is that there's a simple way to combat this issue, and it doesn't require expensive products or drastic lifestyle changes. In fact, it's all about proper washing technique and a few targeted habits. The key lies in where you wash and what you wash with. Here are the steps you need to take. 1. Exfoliate the right spots. Most people are used to exfoliating the face, maybe the arms or legs, especially when prepping for smooth skin or a healthy glow. But what if I told you that the most overlooked zones for exfoliation are also the most important when it comes to tackling that unpleasant musty odor associated with aging? You see, the back of the neck, behind the ears, along the jawline, and even around the collarbone area. These are all hotspots where oil production doesn't just continue as you age, it actually increases. Why? Because the sebaceous glands in these areas remain quite active. And as we age, the oils they produce change in composition. These oils break down into a fatty acid called 2-Nonenal, and this compound is sticky, stubborn, and odor-producing. Here's the thing. 2-Nonenal doesn't just wash away with a quick rinse. It clings. It embeds itself into the outer layer of the skin. It can even seep into the fibers of clothing and bedding if not properly addressed. That's why exfoliation isn't just about beauty. It's about hygiene and dignity. Especially as we age, use a soft exfoliating cloth loofah or a silicone body scrubber to gently massage those target areas during a warm shower. You don't have to scrub like you're sanding wood. The goal is to lift away dead skin cells and oily residue, not irritate the skin. Circular motions for 20-30 seconds in each target area are more than enough. Do this a few times per week for best results. And if you're a caregiver or looking after a loved one, this can be done in a caring, respectful way. Offer it as part of a spa day routine or pair it with relaxing music. Framing it in a positive light can remove any feelings of embarrassment or shame. Remember, cleanliness is deeply connected to confidence at any age. Use a soap specifically designed for aging skin. Let's be honest, most soaps aren't made for older skin. The average body wash or bar of soap on the market is loaded with synthetic fragrances and harsh surfactants. Sure, it might smell nice, but it often does little to remove the odor-causing 2-Nonenal. In fact, many soaps just mask the scent temporarily, while the root problem lingers beneath the surface. That's why you need something targeted. Soaps that contain persimmon extract and green tea extract have been proven to break down and neutralize the very compound we're trying to eliminate. Let's break it down. Persimmon extract is rich in polyphenols, natural compounds that bind to and break down odor molecules. It's been used in Japanese culture for generations as a natural deodorizer for the skin. It's gentle, effective, and doesn't dry out the skin like alcohol-based cleansers. Green tea extract is another powerhouse. It's loaded with antioxidants and antimicrobial properties. It doesn't just combat the smell, it nurtures the skin. It reduces inflammation, fights free radicals, and helps support the skin's natural barrier, which weakens with age. You can find soaps that combine both of these ingredients in either bar or liquid form. Look for keywords like anti-aging, body wash, 2-Nonenal control, or deodorizing soap for seniors. These aren't gimmicks. Many of them are backed by real dermatological research. Also, avoid overly drying soaps or strong antibacterial formulas that strip the skin's natural oils completely. Ironically, when the skin gets too dry, it tries to compensate by producing more oil, which can feed right back into the 2-Nonenal cycle. So remember, it's not just about soap. It's about using the right soap in the right places consistently. Shower daily, even if it's just a quick wash. There's a common myth that older adults don't need to shower as often, especially if they aren't sweating or physically active. But the truth is hygiene becomes more essential as we age, not less. Why? Because the skin's natural ability to self-clean, regulate oils, and slough off dead cells begins to slow down with age. This means that even if you don't feel dirty, your skin could be accumulating oils, bacteria, and odor-causing compounds every single day. And remember, 2-Nonenal isn't tied to sweat, it's tied to oil breakdown. You could be sitting in an air-conditioned room and still be building up odor over time. A full shower every day isn't always realistic for some seniors due to mobility issues, fatigue, or sensitivity to cold. That's okay. A targeted rinse can be just as effective. Focus on the odor zones, the neck, behind the ears, underarms, back, chest, and groin area. A warm cloth, gentle soap, and 10 minutes is all it takes to maintain freshness and prevent the accumulation of those stubborn oils. For those who struggle with daily showers, consider no-rinse body cleansers for in-between days. A gentle wipe down. Routine using warm water and a cloth. Shower chairs and handheld sprayers to make daily washing safer and more comfortable. And this part is worth repeating. Daily hygiene isn't just about staying clean. It's about preserving dignity. It's about being able to welcome guests without fear, to hug your grandkids without hesitation, to show up to appointments, gatherings, and daily life with confidence. Daily showers or daily cleansing in any form are a form of self-respect. And when done with intention, they can even become a moment of self-care, mindfulness, and renewal. Tuck. Keep your clothes and bedding fresh. This next tip may seem small, but it makes a massive difference, and it's one that often goes unnoticed. Your clothes and bedding can absorb and retain scent far more than you might realize. When we talk about body odor, especially the kind linked to aging, it's not always just about what's on the skin. Sometimes the real culprit is what's clinging to the fabric we live in every day. Throughout the day, the natural oils your body produces get absorbed by your clothing, especially your shirts, collars, underarms, and the fabric around your neckline. At night, when you're resting, those same oils, along with sweat and skin cells, rub off onto your pillowcases, sheets, and blankets. Even if you're practicing good hygiene, if the fabrics surrounding you are holding on to those residues, the odor can linger, and worse, it can transfer back onto your freshly cleaned skin. It becomes a frustrating cycle. That's why maintaining fresh clothes and bedding isn't just about cleanliness. It's a key piece in breaking that odor cycle completely. You might be showering daily, exfoliating the right areas, and using the right soap. But if you then put on a shirt that hasn't been thoroughly cleaned or sleep in sheets that haven't been washed in a week or two, you're reintroducing that same buildup right back onto your skin. The solution doesn't have to be complicated. Regular laundry, done with intention, can make a world of difference. Prioritize the items that are closest to your skin: shirts, undershirts, pajamas, pillowcases, towels, and sheets. These should be washed more frequently than heavier garments like jeans or jackets. Try not to let bedding go more than a week without a wash. And don't underestimate the power of the right detergent. Look for one that's made to tackle oils and deep odors. You might not smell it yourself anymore, especially if it's become familiar, but others can. And staying ahead of it helps preserve your comfort and confidence. I understand. Sometimes we get busy. Sometimes mobility is an issue. Sometimes the energy just isn't there. But keeping clean clothes and bedding doesn't have to be a burden. Break it down into small habits. A load of laundry every couple of days, rotating pillowcases midweek, or keeping extra sets ready to go can make it easier. And if you're a caregiver, this is one of the kindest things you can quietly do for someone you love. Fresh linens and fresh clothes can lift someone's entire mood. It says, you matter. Your comfort matters. Your dignity matters. And yes, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds simple. Why isn't it more common knowledge? Why don't more people talk about it? Well, the truth is, there's a lot of shame wrapped up in this topic. People don't want to admit they're struggling with odor. It's deeply personal, and no one wants to feel like they're that person. Especially for older adults, who might already be feeling a loss of control in other areas of their life. This can be another blow to self-esteem. So instead of talking about it, many people just quietly live with it, or worse, avoid closeness and affection out of fear that others might notice. But here's the truth. This isn't something to be ashamed of. It's something that can be managed, improved, and even reversed. Taking care of yourself in this way isn't about vanity. It's about honor. It's about reclaiming comfort and confidence. It's about saying, I still care about how I Present myself to the world. And that matters. Think back to the story of the grandmother we talked about earlier. Once she learned about the steps she could take, exfoliating those forgotten areas, switching to a soap with green tea extract, and keeping her clothes and bedding fresh, everything changed. Not just physically, but emotionally. Her confidence came back. Her grandson didn't hesitate anymore. He ran into her arms with joy, with closeness, with love. No awkwardness, no withdrawal, just warmth. And that's the real power of these small changes. They don't just freshen up your skin, they freshen up your life. They bring back those hugs. They bring back the ease of sharing space with the people you care about. They remove the self-consciousness that can creep in and replace it with pride. Aging, as we all know, comes with its fair share of challenges. Our bodies shift, slow down, and surprise us in ways we never expected. But not everything is out of our control. There are still areas where we can take the reins. And when it comes to personal hygiene, it's not about perfection. It's about intention. It's about doing what you can with what you have and doing it with care. So whether you're listening to this for yourself or for someone you love, know this. A clean shirt, fresh sheets, and a properly exfoliated neck can do more than just remove a smell. It can restore relationships. It can restore dignity. It can bring comfort into your everyday life in ways you didn't even realize you were missing. If this message resonates with you, let's keep the conversation going. Drop a comment below. Have you noticed this before? Have you seen this happen with someone close to you but didn't know how to bring it up? Let's create a space where we can talk about these things honestly, without judgment. You might be surprised at how many people have felt the same way, but never had the words or the courage to speak on it. And if you've discovered tips or routines that helped you stay fresh and confident as you've aged, share those too. You never know who might be reading the comments and finding the exact advice they've been silently searching for. If this video gave you insight or made you feel seen, go ahead and give it a like. It really does help spread the message to more people who might need it. And if you want more videos like this where we talk about real challenges, practical solutions, and how to live fully and confidently at any age, make sure to subscribe. Because everyone deserves to age with pride, with peace, and with presence. You're not alone. You're not forgotten. You're still you, and you still deserve to feel good in your own skin every single day.